Hello and welcome to my Elite Dangerous, my personal fleet carrier, Beta 1, my first look. Well, it is a sad, sad, sad day. The fleet carrier in Beta 1 goes away in about an hour. And I'm going to squeeze in 2 more videos. The previous video was on asteroid mining tritium, which it was pretty slow, but I also had to do an overlay on it, and I'm going to have to do the overlay on the next video. Of course, the Beta 1 is already gone, but I have to put the voice on these videos. I would have just said forget it and redid them, but I can't do that because there's no more Beta 1. The Beta 2 will be in a couple of weeks. So just be patient with me. Since it was just this morning, I'm going to go through and we'll do our normal explaining everything that's going on. But it's after the fact because I'm having to put a voice overlay. Now, it is good practice because if I had to, I could now put an overlay because I have finished the first editing of the first video. And it's being published right now to YouTube. And what I can hear it in the lowest quality until it completes its processing, and it seems to have worked out. Now it's not as natural as in the game creating commentary, so it's completely different doing it after the fact. So just be patient with me. That's what I ask. As you just saw on the screen, we're picking the neighboring planet and its moons, and we're going.
Landing gear retracted.
Ship release confirmed. The launch underway.
To the third moon. We've already been to the first one. We've already been to the second one. Now we're going to the third one. Now remember, after this video, no more planetary exploration videos from the carrier until Beta 2. But then we'll start up basically like where we left off this time. And I mean really enjoyed the fleet carrier, and I'm going to miss it greatly until we get to play around with it again in Beta 2 next month. The only thing I've put on the forum responding to a post that Frontier put out after the Beta 1 was over is that I would like to see material traders added to the fleet carrier. So I'm hoping in the future that they'll consider putting material traders on the fleet carrier. Thank you for coming along with me on this planetary exploration video. I really appreciate you coming and watching. Please be sure to look to the bottom of the video to the right and select that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me with YouTube in the future. Also, look under the video in the description and you'll find ways to donate. Please consider donating to our YouTube channel. It's very expensive putting out all of these videos, over 565 of them. And with the equipment and hardware and software and backup systems and audio and publishing equipment. So we ask for your help. And underneath the video to the left, you'll see my YouTube channel, GFM_RDG. where you'll find those 565 plus videos. And also there's an About tab on that page, and if you look in there you'll find a contact email. So if you want to contact me privately, you can, or you can put in questions or comments there on each video. And on the video, you notice we looked for the brightest side of the planet to land on, because we don't want to have to use night vision while we're running around on the planet.
Orbital flight engaged.
And we also, in a previous video, went to the material trader for raw materials, and we moved materials to a higher grade. So now since I've of course seen the video, the only material that's maxed out is a grade 4 selenium. And if I would have known that, I probably wouldn't have maxed it out, but that's okay, because what you do in beta stays in beta, like I've said many times. So it only matters for this video. And normally we drop out of supercruisers about between 20 and 30 kilometers from the surface. Now we've entered into a glide that will take us down to around 7 kilometers from the surface. We have started our look around to give you an opportunity to kind of see the surrounding area at about 5 kilometers above the surface. And if you can grind the way I've showed you in cargo missions, or if you're really good at grinding in asteroid mining, I would recommend the cutter too. I really like my Python, but number 2, I like the cutter.
Landing gear deployed.
You should at least buy one, try it out. If you don't like it, you can sell it back to a station. But I would recommend it. And we will start our thruster descent at about 1 kilometer from the surface, roughly. And when I purchase a fleet carrier in June, my plan is, after I build some more credits, I want to buy 3 more cutters. I do have now 4 Pythons, 1 for cargo, 1 for travel, 1 for mining, and 1 for planetary exploration. And I would like to do the same with 3 cutters. So where I'd have 4 cutters, 4 Pythons, and maybe even 4 small. And here we need to throttle our descent. If we descend too fast and the gravity's heavy, we can slam into the planet. So we really need to watch that we don't descend too quickly. A ship that can have about 80 light year jump range for a travel. I know the Anaconda can do that. I believe either one of the Diamondbacks or the ASPs can do that. So I'll be looking at that come around June, July. So stick with me and watch my videos. Subscribe to my channel so you get notified, and we'll outfit a fleet for the fleet carrier. I also have it open to everyone, and it persists across all modes, open, private, and solo, so you can land on it. And I do have where I'll purchase, or I did in Beta 1, where I'm willing to purchase tritium at about a 15% discount to me.
Ship dismissed.
So you're able to help us or help support the fleet carrier if you wish. And as you can tell, I enjoy sending off the ships to see them go into orbit. I just think that's really great. And on that back sensor, you can tell the tighter the signal, the closer it is. The spread out the signal, the further away it is. And the signals that are at the bottom of that back sensor is normally raw materials, and the signal that's at the top of it is usually manufactured. So it's like a ship is manufactured, or canisters are manufactured. It's not a raw material, and it's not an encoded material, what they would call a material, but encoded is a signal. Like if you scan something, that would be encoded. And this material that we're gathering, you do not lose that if you die or get killed. It's like it's on a pen drive, and it goes with you when you die. So it respawns with you, where cargo does not. You lose that, sometimes you get fined for it, and other things. You also can gather this material from asteroids. You'll see times, like if you look in contacts, it'll show you material was gathered, like phosphorus or iron or sulfur or something like that. And it's the same stuff, and it goes into your right side inventory section. And you probably noticed there was selenium, and it said inventory full. So we were not able to pick that up. If you'll watch the material trader, one of the recent past videos, we moved all of our raw materials because we had several of them that became full. So we moved those over to the right, or to a higher grade, like grade 4. And selenium was one of those that we maxed out. And so is showing inventories full. Now that's only in beta. It's not on our live account. So when beta 2 comes up, selenium will not be full. And as I mentioned before, I'm having to do a sound overlay because we had trouble with the microphone sound. You hear the sound from the game. That still is working fine, but the microphone itself did not transfer because we updated our software that we use, and it had turned the microphone off, and I did not recognize that. And I did about 4 videos, and normally I would just say, oh well, forget it, we'll just redo them. Well, you can't redo these fleet carrier videos because beta 1 is over. So I said, well, it might be a good time to learn commentary overlay. So that's what we have done. I'm watching the video in editing, and I'm commenting on the video after the fact. I wish this is not going to be the normal. We're not going to do this on purpose. It's only when something goes wrong. I wanted to be able to overlay voice. The software we have does have that ability. And I am learning as we go. Things I did in the asteroid video prior to this, I'm finding ways to do it better, possibly. And I am learning as we go with YouTube videos. Back in January when I first started doing videos, I'm sure you can tell the difference between, for an example, the 6 interdiction video that I did. It was the first video compared to the last 7 interdiction video, for an example, and see the difference between them. So you might be able to tell, and you might not. You might just say, oh, he's just awful. But you might see some improvement over time, and I hope you do. I hope you enjoy it. We have thousands of viewers from time to time, and the analytics is showing that. And the amount of time that people watch the videos have been increasing, the average. So hopefully you're getting some entertainment value and some educational value out of these videos. And this video and the next video is probably the last fleet carrier videos that I'm going to be able to produce for at least a couple of weeks until the beta 2 comes out. And then we can purchase a fleet carrier over again. We can add the services back to it. It's supposed to be 85.5% cheaper for the upkeep, and the services supposed to be 35 to 45% cheaper, and the fuel, tritium, will allow for double the fuel efficiency. I hate to change the subject, but on the video you see that we drove up to a rock, and what I'm trying to show here is when you're going bounty hunting with skimmers and stingers, you can hide behind rocks and in craters and behind a hill. And if your SRV is hidden behind that structure, the skimmers and stingers cannot shoot at you because they can't get a lock on the base of your SRV. And the turrets are the only thing sticking out above it. So they're like ducks in a barrel. So where 100 tons would get you so far, maybe 130 light years, it will now get you roughly 260 light years, for an example. And there's going to be universal cartographics now in beta 2 on your fleet carrier, so that's extremely awesome. Where the gear up time before a hyperspace jump was an hour, it's now 15 minutes. And the cooldown time after the jump was an hour, and now it's 5 minutes. So they are improving the costs and the experience that we're seeing with the fleet carrier as of the next beta 2. Now that's in May. That's for PC users and console users this time. And in June, we can purchase them, and I will be purchasing the fleet carrier. That's why I grind, because I want to make sure that I bring you all the new content. At the end of the year, we're supposed to see space legs and planetary personal bases and be able to land on atmosphere planets. Now that could be cool. That could be a little bit like No Man's Sky, where you land on a planet and animals are running around and things like that. So we might see some of that. So stay tuned to my videos, and that's why in my day-to-day grind, prime time grind all the time, like I like to say, because there I have 10 billion in credits, and it takes a lot of grinding to do that. So I try to bring you a video every 50 to 100 million increment. And as you can tell, sometimes when we're running around, it seems like the materials disappear from that back radar or back sensor. And sometimes we just run around until they show up again. And sometimes I'll head toward a planetary body, and I've noticed they seem to show up faster if I run toward or go toward those bodies. And you're about to see a message come up on the chat and in the lower right of the screen that says server broadcast. Greeting commanders, the Galaxy servers will be coming down in around 30 minutes for the end of Beta 1. Thanks for testing the fleet carrier update, and we look forward to your participation in Beta 2. That's why it's a sad day. I miss the fleet carrier already. And for me, it's just been a few hours. And I even mentioned that on the forum in response to Frontier, that I was missing it, and I hope that they will consider adding material traders to the fleet carrier. you were not able to hear me say sys ship, because that's the prefix, it's the sys, and ship. And now you see the ship's being recalled because, of course, my mic did not work for the capture, so I'm having to do it after the fact. But I'm recalling the ship because I want to get back to the carrier. We've gotten the message that it's only 30 minutes before the beta is over, and I wanted to make one last trip to purchase tritium at Sothis Mining. So that's why I have called the ship, and then we're going to, you'll see it, we'll collect materials from several rocks as the ship comes back, and then we head back to the fleet carrier. I have really enjoyed bringing these fleet carrier videos to you, and I look forward to beta 2 where I can bring some more to you. It's been really exciting. For me, the fleet carrier is near perfect. It'll work really well for me. And if you purchase one, I hope it works well for you also. I have showed you how I grind with cargo missions, and you might be able to grind in another way if it's asteroid mining or something else. So if you're able to purchase one, I'm extremely happy for you, and hopefully you'll be able to grind enough to take care of the upkeep. And the upkeep on the fleet carrier that I had in beta 1 was 127 million a week, and that should drop to around 15 or 20 million a week in beta 2. So it'll still be easier for me being able to grind so many credits in by cargo missions. And you might notice that I pull up underneath the landing area, and I put the cursor on the proceed to boarding ship, and then I move forward and backwards until I see that board ship, and then it'll pick me up and put me into the ship. And you can see there on the screen, I moved to 90 degrees. That's where the escape vector is going to show up. And if something goes wrong, if we point at the escape vector, then it's supposed to rescue us in some way. I've never had anything go wrong, so I don't know what happens and what the escape vector does for you, besides when it's an interdiction. But in this situation, I just point, get close to the escape vector in case I need to go toward it. It's just really sad for me to. This is one of the last times that I will see the RGFC for probably several weeks until I create a new RGFC in beta 2. So I'm going to miss it over these few weeks, bringing you videos on the fleet carrier. It has been very exciting. Our views are way up because of the fleet carrier, and I'm looking forward to beta 2 where we can bring it back to you again. Now be sure to look to the bottom right of the screen and you'll see the subscribe button. Please press that. It will help me with YouTube eventually because I'm so far from the minimum that they require. But it doesn't cost you anything. You'll be notified when I create these new videos, like the prepare for the fleet carriers. That's when we're grinding to I'd like to get up to 18 billion because I am guesstimating it's going to cost 8 billion for the fleet carrier in all, based on the way I want to set it up. It cost at least 7.5 in Beta 1 for me to set it up. So, but I want to add 16,000 tons of tritium as soon as we purchase it. So be sure you press that subscribe button and look under the video in the description and see where are the different ways you can donate. So please donate. And underneath the video to the left, my YouTube channel, GFM_RDG. So if you would, go to my channel and watch more of my videos, and in the About section you will see my contact information. So you can contact me by email also. So now we're headed toward landing at the fleet carrier.
Welcome, Commander. A no-fire zone is in effect around this carrier.
As you could see, we are down to 20 minutes before Beta 1 was turned off. And if you'll watch the next video, when we finally get back to the fleet carrier, it's kind of giving us not really a countdown, but the last one was within 5 minutes. And then we get the no connection prompt, and it's all gone.
Docking request accepted. You are welcome to approach, Commander. Request accepted.
So be sure to watch the next video, the end of the next video, and it's kind of a memorable thing for when it's done and we no longer have a fleet carrier. But it does give us something to look forward to in a couple of weeks when Beta 2 comes out. Then we'll have a fleet carrier again, but this time we might even have more of a balance to work with, so that will be exciting.
Maintenance crew to refinery bin 6. There's something lodged in there, good and tight.
Landing gear deployed.
Authorization is required to access the central habitation zone. Command, this is maintenance
be sure to watch the next video when we go out to Sothis Mining and pick up our last amount of tritium, purchase it from Sothis Mining.
Docking accomplished. Ship is secure. Hello, Commander. How may we assist you?
And bring it back to the carrier. And that'll be our last video for my personal fleet carrier until Beta 2 starts. So make sure that you come and join me for that one. Thank you for excusing me because of the audio situation that we had, and I had to do an after-the-fact commentary instead of at the time of the gameplay. And we'll see you next time. Make sure you press that subscribe button, consider donating to our channel, and watch more of our videos.
Landing gear
until then,
retracted.
thank you for watching.